Good evening, everybody. It's just gone 19:30 hours, 7:30 p.m. It is a Wednesday night, and to my memory, it is time for the VK4BAD net for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club Wednesday night bad net. Okay, this is VK4 Golf Romeo Bravo, Gary in Fairyland. I'll now change my call sign to the club call of VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. This is Victor Kilo 4 Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. Now listening for any call-ins. VK4BAD.
Good evening, Gary. VK4HAA.
VK4FAX. VK4 Mike Victor. VK4IJP.
Okay, got a nice little turnout at the moment. We've got VK4HOO Andy, VK4FAX Don, VK4 Mike Victor Al, VK4IJP Ian. Is there anyone else want to join the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club's Wednesday night net, VK4BAD? Okay, I heard someone there, but they didn't hold the mic, didn't hold it. Try again, VK4BAD. Okay, I'm only getting a mic ka-chunk. Nothing else. That station, want to try again. VK4BAD.
VK4 Fox Romeo Hotel.
Okay, got you that time. VK4 Fox Romeo Hotel. No worries on that one. Go back in my my lot here, and Rob. Okay, no worries there, Rob. Got you in there. Okay, anyone else want to call in before we start the first round? VK4BAD. Okay, with that lot there, nothing else heard at the present time. We might get a couple of others out later on. Okay, my listing as a stand is VK4HOO Andy, VK4FAX Don, VK4 Mike Victor Al, VK4IJP Ian, and VK4FRM Robert. Rob. Okay, it's outside temperature at the moment is 13.9 degrees, 62% humidity, 0 wind speed, and it's telling me it's going to be sunshine there tomorrow. Okay, before we start the first round, is anyone else want to join the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club's Wednesday night net? VK4BAD listening? I got was a station chunk. Try again. No, nothing heard there. Just getting. I know you're trying to key up, but that's all we're getting. We're getting no modulation at all there. Try again. Okay, nothing heard on that one there. Yeah, okay. It's been a strange sort of a day today. Went for a trip into town. Had to go about three different places before I could get a gas bottle. I don't know what it is with these gas bottles, but you could get plenty. You could see plenty of them there, and when you go to exchange one, they're all out. Anyway, we'll start the first round. We're doing been doing okay here. I'm slowly getting bits and pieces coming in through the mail. I've just now got to make up a patch lead, and for a couple of little jobs. Okay, VK4 HOO. Over to you there, Andy. VK4BAD.
Thank you, Gary, and good evening, Don, Al, Ian, and Rob. Yeah, nice little group. Yeah, I'm becoming quite lazy. Now I've retired, I've got to get my mojo back, and I'm just struggling a little bit at the moment. But yeah, we'll be right. I've got my name down for Friday bowls, so see how we go there. There's other things sort of happening around the place. I think tomorrow morning is morning melodies at the golf club, so that's on every second Thursday, so I can pop along there with Heather, and yeah, it's generally pretty good value. Well, it doesn't cost anything, so all good. But yeah, we'll get things together. We'll be right. I think I'm just at the point of saying, well, I don't have to go to work anymore. I think that's it. It's never happened to me before. Yeah, it's just a real strange one. So yeah, hopefully I can get on radio and that, get the enthusiasm back again, which, yeah, I'll work on it. Now it's starting, hopefully it will start to warm up. It's just cold in the garage here. And our village here, we learnt today, has just been taken over by Stocklands. There was this one, because there's still further development can be done. They've bought about 3 or 4 different parcels of real estate that the Pullidge family had already acquired. So they've come along and gone, all right, you know, we'll have this one, that one, that one. Total, they paid $210 million. Can you believe that? $210 million. They've kept a couple of their other ones, Moray Field and around the Trap, the Gold Coast ones. So anyway, we'll see what happens. There's nothing you can do about it. You just got to roll with the punches, I guess. Don, good evening, my friend. Trust you, everything's going well for you, and the job in Oakey worked out, and everything's looking good. VK4, FAX, VK4HOO.
VK4HOO with the group VK4FAX. Yeah, good evening, Gary. Just one moment. Yeah, dinner sorry. Thanks, Gary, for running the show, and good evening, Andy, Al, Ian, and Rob. Just an update there. Yeah, the Okie job starts on Friday afternoon, actually. Been a bit of a delay with machinery, etc. So anyway, there'll be all hands on deck Saturday to dig some drains and do some stuff out there. I won't be able to be participant in Saturday's efforts because I'm actually playing penance bowls out at Okie, and need to get my team organised and transported out there. So I've got to pick them up at 11 o'clock Saturday morning and get out there to start play at 12:30. So that's going to be my Saturday. So I'll get everything organised tomorrow, Friday, marked out, and I'll let the boys take care of the physical stuff, and I'll wield the whip from afar. I'll just break it. I was going to make some other comments, but they deserted me at the moment. Just finished a light dinner tonight. We just decided we'd have an open toasted sandwich and a cup of tea, and just didn't feel hungry this evening for some reason. Tim's away at the Gold Coast with his support worker, having a holiday, and he created a bit of havoc on, I think it was Monday night. He escaped and created havoc at the unit because he went and got in the lift and went down the floor and tried to find his way back into where he was staying, and they called the police, and he ended up in police custody. So, for those who don't know, he's Down syndrome with autism and non-verbal, so he couldn't tell the police, apart from his name, I'm Tim, and that was it. But anyway, they eventually found his support worker. He came and got him, and he sent us some photos of the two arresting lady officers, and nothing happened. But how he got out of the unit and how he got down the floor, nobody knows. But poor old Josh, his support worker, is absolutely devastated. Anyway, we'll put it up there to you, Al. VK4MB with the group VK4FAX.
VK4FAX and the group, VK4MB. And good evening all. Nice to hear all the good signals, and a little bit windy here. It's been sort of blowing a little bit through the day, and okay in the sun, but a little bit cold if you don't get a warm patch and the breeze sneaks up on you. Managed to decide to get the mower out and fill it up with fuel, and ran it round the yard and chopped the tops off a few little bits of grass and tidied it up. Created a bit of dust more than anything. It's pretty dry. But anyway, it looks tidy. And a little bit of work in the shed. I've been sort of puzzling through the circuit of a piece of test equipment for a couple of days, and trying to work out what could be wrong with it. It's a bit touchy working with a mixture of 240 volt AC and DC lines, and I tested as much as I could before I applied power, and it was looking good for a moment, and then it let off again. So it's got a couple of burnt components, so I got the same result as the other guy who was having a look at it. So it'll be back to the drawing board, but at the moment I'll put it all back together, found all the screws, bolted it all together, and I'll set it on the floor, and I'll ignore it for a while and let it sulk. But other than that, all's good. Health's okay, no cold, sniffles, and no bits have fallen off lately, so it's all good. And we're doing okay and keeping out of mischief. So round to Ian. We spoke to today and puzzling out antennas, so we were always closer to a solution. The VK4IJP and the group VK4MV.
Good evening all. Gary, Andy, Don, Al and Rob, who I don't think I've heard before. Yeah, no, we've had a pretty quiet week. And Bad, I've added just done a little bit of housework. I've added another Anderson outlet on the car so it can just run the fridge. It was sort of set up so it ran off the auxiliary power system in the car, but I always had, well, occasionally had the problem then the auxiliary batteries were flat or not fully charged and that. So I'm just going to set it up so it's only running when the car engine's running to run the fridge in the caravan. Yeah, other than that, I don't know. Just been doing a couple of things. Oh, that's right. We went down the Gold Coast and Ballina, Alstonville area for 4 days to catch up with some family before we go away next week. So, yeah, I've been wondering what I've been doing all week. If that's what it was, catching up with family. So, that was all pretty good. And today I spent a little bit of time up with Russell, HLR, or HRL. Oh my goodness, I've sort of forgotten his calls on. Trying to sort out his problems, which we basically have done. Well, got the idea of some of the problems is that the wires are not making good connections. So I've made a little clamp out of a brass terminal connector, a block connector. So I've sort of cut out one side so the antenna wire can slide in from the side rather than the end, and we can then solder the coax onto that, then also then run it down to the earth. And that's one of the problems. He hasn't got an earth. It sort of has been working, but it's sort of not doing pretty good. So we're going to put an earth up near the antenna down to the ground, and also we're going to earth is antenna tuning unit and radio. So hopefully that will be all the end of the little problems. It's sort of working, but it sort of isn't, and hopefully those sorts of things there. What is working, and we couldn't quite tell because this antenna tuning unit hasn't got a bypass. So it's hard to tell whether he's got a vertical trap, multi-band antenna with frequency traps. But it looks like it's all working, but with a couple of other SWR meters and that they were quite old CB type ones. They weren't sort of working properly, so I'm going to return tomorrow and tie the thing down to earth and take up my SWR meter, and we'll see and how things go. So I think with that, we'll nail it. And he's got another different ATU as well, so we might look at what is involved with that. But anyway, otherwise, yeah, it's all pretty quiet. Just a little thing to do on, wash the car, and we'll be leaving around Wednesday next week. So I won't be here next week, guys, and unfortunately there's not an 80-metre net, so I can't catch up to you on 80 metres. I'm actually planning to take a HF radio with me, so that's going to be good fun. It's been a long time since I've been on the road and with a HF radio, so as well as 2 and 70 centimetres. So I'm looking for that. And if I haven't said in the past, we're heading up north. Don't know how far north we're going, and not quite sure how long we'll be away for. We'll pass it on to Rob. I think it's VK4FRH. This is VK4IJP and the BADNet group.
Yeah, thanks Ian. VK4 Fox Romeo Hotel returning, and good evening. On the other week, Ian, you probably don't remember, but I was on. But anyway, it's just to Andy, retiring catches a lot of people out in that first moment. It's not getting up, going to work syndrome. You're sort of a little bit lost. So I've been retired. Took me about 6 months, and it's getting a hot. Hey, like you're working is what I found the secret. You know. In my case, it was a hot rod, but you know, not everyone's hobbies are the same there. But today it's 10 degrees here. I'm out towards Captain's Mountain, the other side of Millmerran. 10 degrees and going down, so I think we're going to get a bit of a nip in the air tonight. Spent the day mucking with a 2-metre Yagi that I've been building, sort of mucking around. At the moment, it's tuned fine, and then I got a bit bored with that, so I've actually finally organised myself into FT8, which is quite an interesting process. I've got a Icon 7300, so it's actually quite easy, but yeah, I don't know. I think talking's part of radio. I don't know about this digital bit so much yet, but anyway, it's all interesting. It's all part of the challenge. I'll pass it back to Gary, the VK4BAD, VK4 Fox Romeo Hotel.
VK4 Fox Romeo Hotel, VK4 Golf Romeo Bravo. Before I continue on, is there anyone else want to join the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club's Wednesday night BADNet? VK4BAD listening?
VK4BAD, VK4CEG, Graham at Chandowie. How are you going, Gary?
Okay, VK4 Charlie Echo Golf. Have a go there, Graham. Then throw it back to myself. VK4 Charlie Echo Golf. VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club's Wednesday night BADNet. Go for it there, Graham.
Okay, thanks, Gary. And hello, everyone. I'm sorry I'm late getting here. In Brisbane, the nets all started at 8 o'clock or so I came out here a bit early, I thought, but it was a bit late. Anyhow, I got Ian and a few other people there. FRH, I got that one written down. Anyhow, I just arrived here today. I've got a Zoom meeting with the Brisbane Radio Club tomorrow, so I can't be on that net, but I'm improving my Morse CW skills. So I did talk back to Brisbane using CW just now on 40 metres, and it was really, really good. We had 5.9 plus 10 or 20 dB, really strong signals back to Brisbane. And I'll just listen through, and thank you for inviting me in, Gary. VK4BAD with the group VK4CEG.
VK4 Charlie Echo Golf, VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta. No worries there. Quick one. Are you going to come in on the next round, last round, or are you just going to listen there, Graham? Over.
No, I'll be in for sure, Gary.
Okay, no problems at all. Okay, before we start the last round, is there anyone else want to join the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club's Wednesday night net? VK4BAD listening? Okay, nothing else heard on that one. Yeah, okay. Yes, there, Andy. It does take a little bit to get used to. What am I going to do for this week? It does get that way sometimes. I've got plenty to do here, so it keeps me occupied with my stuff, which I'm doing. Things are taking a little bit longer than what I would like, but there is some slow progress. I had done some uni joints on my vehicle there, which should have only taken a day. You know, I slated a day for it, and it took 4 days. I've never had a set of uni joints which gave me so much hassles. But you know, as I said, I slated I could do the work in a day, and which would be normal. But yeah. No, they fought me every damn way, everything you could think of. They fought me. Anyway, that's one of those jobs. So I never got too much done this week. Went into town today, and so what I had planned to do on Friday, I done today. So that's not bad. So I done me shopping, and got a few supplies in, and old Mother Hubbard's cupboard was starting to show its signs. You know, I only go into town once every 6 weeks or so, 6 to 8 weeks. I dart into town, and so this last Friday, which was my scheduled day to go into town to do a supply run, and of course I was working on the vehicle on the Thursday, and as I said, so I done it. Stand by. So I had to VK4BAD returning. So I ran a couple of days over, and I still had stuff in the fridge, but or in the freezer. So I wasn't that bad, but. It's, you know, old Mother Hubbard's cupboard was getting a bit on the barer side, so I went into the butcher's there today, and grabbed myself another hind quarter, and a few other bits and pieces there. Anyway, is there anyone else want to join the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club's Wednesday night net before we start the second round? VK4BAD listening? Okay, nothing else heard. Just a bit of club news. On the 12th of August is our AGM at the Mayor building in Dalby. That's on the 12th of August, the second Saturday of next month. As I said, it will be our AGM. We will have our general meeting first off, followed by our AGM, our annual general meeting. As I said, that is on the 12th of August, the second Saturday of next month. But no problems on that. VK4 HOO, VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta. Over to you there, Andy.
And thank you again, Gary. Yeah, that's what was on my mind before that I was going to talk about. So a couple of years back, I bought one of those Dyson stick vacuum cleaners. It was a fairly top of the range one, a V11 outsize, because we had a white dog, and he was constantly molting, and so I got that, and everything was going pretty well for about 12 months, and then the motor head stopped working. So I had to go through I took it back to where I bought it, and they said, no, you've got to go directly to Dyson, and cutting a huge story short if I can. I had to register it, I had to do this, do that. And what they do, they get you with your phone they come into your phone on as a camera, so they can watch what you're doing. So they'll get you to put different attachments onto it and whatnot to establish, yes, it's not working. So that was okay. The one I bought was a wide one, the motorhead, and they didn't have one in stock. They said, we'll send you the smaller one, and when the big one comes in, then we'll send that out. I go, okay, that's fine. So got the smaller one and working away with that. That was fine. Then the big one came, and it only lasted, I reckon, a couple of months. So then I've sort of been in contact with them again, and it's just like you're chasing your tail. And then after that one went, I put the other one back on, and it went again. That went in, that was about 4 months. So, I've had such a hard time with them. Anyway, I went and bought a non-genuine one, head, and it works a treat, except it's only about half the volume as what the Dyson is, so you're not picking up anywhere near as much as what you used to. But I thought, I've had enough of this, so I'm back on the Dyson. As it turns out, it's out of warranty. They have a 2-year warranty. It's out by a couple of months, but they did the same thing again, set the camera up with the phone, they get on their computer and they can see it, and we did all the tests and that, and she was really good. She said, no, I haven't got the big one in stock, but I'll send out the other one, but that's the last of it. There's no more. So it's 3 power heads, well, these motor heads I've gone through, and they can't tell me why. Just can't tell me why. Our funeral home, Australian Heritage, they've got one, and it's lasted them 10 years. And the battery went, so they just went and bought a whole new one, but not a hiccup in 10 years. So, don't know, I just got no idea what's with them. They don't want them back. to see what's wrong. They said just throw it up, and I think one of them I pulled apart, and it's very intricate. It's all brushless motors and everything, so but no, I couldn't see anything. All right, that's me. That's my bitch on Dyson, so never buy a Dyson anyway. Don, over to you, brother. Yeah, hope everything goes well in Oakey for you on Saturday. I'll be thinking of you. VK4FAX, VK4HOO.
VK4HOO, VK4FAX with the group. Yeah, thanks, Andy. They've put me skip, which I wasn't intended. That was never where I was selected, but anyway, I had a chat to one of the senior members of the selection team today, and he said, well, you did too good a job last week, so they got nobody to replace you with, so I haven't got a swell in. I'm not all that comfortable with it. I would rather have somebody else out there directing operations, but anyway, I didn't mind it when I was a lot younger. I haven't done this type of competition for 40 years, so I was much younger when I did it back then. But anyway, we'll battle through. Good to hear Graham there from Jandowie, and Rob at Millmerran, and Ian and Al, and Gary running the show. I haven't heard Russell on the air. I haven't been on this frequency during the week anyway, but I did have a chat to him there a couple of weeks back, and I hope he's going okay. Not much else to report. I apologise for not being there last week, Gary. We had something on here. I've just been trying to rack my brain and figure why I didn't do last week. But anyway, I recall that there was something pressing, so I couldn't get here. Okay, VK4, Mike Victor, VK4FAX. Good night all.
VK4FAX and the group VK4MV. Yeah, it's good luck with the bowls. Just don't take it too seriously, and just one bowl at a time, and work out where the next ones are going to go, and I think it'll all fall into place. And as for vacuum cleaners, I don't know that they seem to be an over-engineered and underperforming things. I had one for quite a while, and it decided it was going to fail. It had a few trickery bits in it. So I went down to Woolworths and found the cheapest one I could find, and it's been going nicely for 5 years or more. I can't remember when I bought it, and it still goes. It's not made very well, but it does what it's supposed to do. So can't complain about that. And it is a hard thing now with the standards of manufacture and people that trades. I had my vehicle down in Brisbane. Was it last week? It made it towed a trailer down, and we brought it back to his place at Ipswich, and then I hooked it onto mine, and we couldn't get into the lights to work. And I'd towed trailers before, and it had worked, so I thought, where to find what the solution is. So we're both experienced enough to sort the problem out, and we found there was no earth to the socket. So we jockeyed one along the side of it, made it work, hooked the trailer on, and I got home okay. So I've ummed and ahed about whether I'll take it down to the dealer and find out what went wrong, or I'll have a look at it myself. I got underneath and had a look, and to my surprise, the earth wire from the socket had been put under a bolt that wasn't tightened down. And the reason it wasn't tightened down was they put the wrong bolt in it, and the threads weren't matching, so they couldn't screw it all the way in. And there's two other bolts to hold the bumper bar on, because obviously they take it off to put the tow bar on. One of those was halfway out, and the other one was fully screwed right in. And they look like original bolts, but the one where the earth was an entirely different style and obviously not the right thread. So I said, if I take it back to them, I'll probably do some sort of bodgy job. So I said, I'll fix it myself. Went and got 3 bolts to the right thread, took out the ones that were in, ran a tap down through to make sure that all the threads were clean and not cross-threaded and ripped, as they were all a bit dodgy, and cranked in 3 new bolts and fixed both problems all at once. And I think I've come to the solution that if I do it myself, it'll be done right, and sometimes you just can't rely on people doing work satisfactorily. So obviously I've got enough skill to do that and do it right. So that's what happens. But anyway, all good for that, and we'll get it round to Ian, and we'll say thanks to Gary for putting it all on. And I think I've missed the last couple of weeks. Other things have been on, so haven't been available. Okay, over to you, Ian, VK4IJP, VK4MV.
Yeah, fine, Al. Yeah, the dealership. A mate of mine bought a twin cab from a dealership in West Sydney, and after a couple of weeks, he was towing his box trailer, and there was some funny movement and noises and different things, and so we pulled over to have a look underneath the back of the car to see what happened. The 3 bolts on each side that actually hold the tow bar, 2 bolts were missing and the rest were coming loose. So the dealership never even, the guy who fitted it within the dealership never obviously tightened them up properly to torque. And there is a torque setting that they should be done at. So, but it obviously wasn't done. So he took it back to another dealer. And this really turned out to be a big problem for the other dealer then, because the car organisation actually put that dealership under probation for works done. So it can happen, eh? And I suppose we're all human, I suppose, but gee whiz, if something went wrong, it could have went south very quickly. Car dealerships. I've got a love-hate relationship with car dealerships, so because I've worked with a lot of them, they're car salesmen at the end of the day. The reason why Russell hasn't been around, and also Eric, they're both, Russell's pretty all right now, but he's been very crook, and Eric has also been very crook as well with this bit of a flu, and he's sort of getting around this flu, so it's really knocked both of them around, so that's why they haven't been around. Eric was on there for a little while there today as we were trying to do some radio checks and that from Russell's place to his place, and that. So, but they're all on the mend, so that's the main thing. And Andy, with the retirement, I'm only semi-retired, but I sort of can reflect on what you're saying with different things. So it takes a little bit of time to readjust and then find those other things to keep you busy. And that I should be doing more work on the house and finishing my house off, and that. So I keep on getting distracted doing other things like playing ham radio and making antennas and different things like that. So, but it takes a little bit of time to make that adjustment. I reckon I could put 12 months on it because I've just been a bit over 12 months. Yeah, okay then, and it's been a good group on, and thank Gary for running the net and everybody for turning up and making it quite interesting. And Al, if you've got a couple of minutes afterwards, I'll catch up to you if I can. Over to Rob, VK4FRH, VK4IJP.
Yeah, thanks Ian. VK4 Fox Romeo Hotel returning. Yeah, I haven't got a lot more to add other than, yeah, you're right. I find I don't know how I could fit in all my little projects I get doing during the day if I had to work as well now. I sort of adapted quite nicely to having my own time. It's amazing what you can do when you're not paying or not watching the clock and you know, sort of working out whether you've charge the right amount to do the job, etc. You know what it's like. So I think everybody, you've been self-employed, you know, you sort of you go like a cut snake to get everything done, and you know, the quicker you can do jobs, the better. But you know, the comments regarding dealer work, I've had some experience. You often think, or I do, it's cheaper and easier to do it yourself, providing you got the skills. And like a lot of people, I'm lucky enough to have that. So I guess it saves me a lot of money, a lot of heartache too. You know, you don't have bolts falling out because you know you've done them right and Loctited them and torqued them and done all the right things. But there, anyway, as I said, nothing more to add, and I will pass it on to VK4CEG Graham and 73 to everybody, and hope everyone has a good night.
VK4FRH with the group VK4CEG. Yeah, okay, thank you, Rob. And I only spoke to Rob today. As soon as I put the installed radio here and hooked up the antenna, I gave a call and got to talk to Rob. And okay, on your uni joints fighting you a bit, Gary, that's not so good. I've had a Dyson for many, many years, and it's given no trouble except the battery wore out. And I got an aftermarket battery from eBay, and it's lasted really, really well. But I do understand all those problems with people not doing jobs right. That trailer wiring one is just, I reckon all those trailer ones that people have mentioned with the wiring and the bolts is just unforgivable, because it's pretty serious if you lose a tow bar. It could cause a big serious accident, I mean, because the safety chains would not help at all. Anyhow, Air Force, the way they do it there is if you do anything on an aeroplane, you've got someone else to come and check it and sign off, particularly anything that's lock-wired. So that's the way they get away with it, and they don't have that many problems. And, oh, thank you all for letting me join in the net, and I might get a chance to talk to some of you. I'll leave the radio running, and thank you for making me welcome. And Gary, what a great net. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's pretty good for a net. Okay, good night and 7-3s to everyone. VK4BAD with the group VK4CEG.
VK4 Charlie Echo Golf, VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta. Excuse me. Before I close off the net, is there anyone else want to join the net? VK4BAD? Okay, nothing else heard. Okay, I'd like to thank you all for turning up tonight. Without you, we don't have a net. And since we're only a standalone repeater, the amount we have is quite well for the area. Consideration where everybody's in different places. Hi. Anyway, I'd like to thank VK4HOO Andy in Toowoomba, VK4 Fox Alpha X-Ray Don in Toowoomba, VK4 Mike Victor Al in Dolby, VK4 India Juliet Papa Ian in Proston, VK4 Fox Romeo Mike Rob in Millmerran, and VK4 Charlie Echo Golf in Jandowie. Okay, with that lot there, I'd like to say thank you very much. Without you, we wouldn't have a net. And with that lot there, I'll now close the net down, and I'll now change back to my home call of VK4 Golf Romeo Bravo, Gary in Fairyland. And we'll leave the frequency open for general traffic. Until the same time next week, 19:30 hours, 7:30 p.m. Next Wednesday night, 7 free. We'll catch you then. VK4GRB out.